You are now entering Armbar Audio.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Armbar Audio. I'm your host, Tim Farley, and next to me is my trusty companion,
John Kearns. What's up, everybody?
There's someone else on the screen. You should know him by now. His name's the NerdyMark.
Is he?
Hey, everyone.
No, he's not. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, everybody. To the NerdyMark here. Thank you once again. We do this once a month, as you all know, and it's always a pleasurable time to do this, especially when I have my nice hot cup of Joe with me. So this is my
man. He's a bad guy.
Oh, you don't like what? Samoa Joe? You don't like him?
I don't like anybody named Joe. Not even my uncle.
Damn.
You're a liar.
I could make a political joke, but I'm not going to.
That just means you didn't have one. You suck. Anyway.
All right. How are you?
This is the favorite matches that we have chosen. Not the best.
Yeah, you know we're here.
We're not Dave Meltzer. These are our
Or
personal favorites
You're not?
of June. So,
Wait. When we started this podcast, you told me that you were Dave Meltzer. I thought this whole time I was getting clout by doing a podcast with Dave Meltzer. And now you say you're not?
I don't have abs or money.
I mean,
Does
John.
Dave Meltzer have abs?
Huh?
I've never seen him shirtless.
He's in shape.
Is he like a ripped old man for no reason? Like that happens sometimes?
I guess.
Hey, man, I want to be a ripped old man for no reason. Who cares?
Yeah, man. Be like Vince McMahon, just looking like you bench press 8,000 pounds at 70 years old.
I mean, anyone can bench press 8,000 pounds. I will be very impressed. Seriously.
I mean, yeah, that was an exaggeration, but you know.
I know.
All right, dog.
Do you know who invented the bench press?
Vince McMahon.
No.
Patrick
former, well, not former. I mean, he's dead. Gene Hackenschmidt.
Oh, nice.
Oh, no shit. That's a name that I've heard. He invented the bench press?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
What? Gene Hackman invented the bench press?
Not
Yes, Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman.
That's how he got the replacements to be
I
good.
know.
He taught
I know.
them the bench press.
That's cool.
No,
He said, "Hey, Keanu Reeves, get over
But you
here."
know what? But you know else who bench presses? All these wrestlers in all these matches that we do. Segue.
I was
Maybe.
just not expecting the inventor of the bench press to be a name that I heard.
All right, let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Yes, but these
First match
all
we're
other
talking
wrestlers.
about. Huh? Yeah.
No, we should be like, oh, how much do you think all these wrestlers bench press? That should be the next thing that
At
we
least
ask.
8,000 pounds. No.
From the next,
Um,
no, from now on, that's what we're gonna do for all the matches. Like, so how much do you think this guy bench presses?
And I'm just gonna do it in the
just
weight
kidding.
that I use is just going to be in apples.
Jesus. And apples.
In apples, nice,
3,000 apples.
nice.
That probably wouldn't even be that heavy. 3,000
Yeah.
pounds.
That's what you say now. John.
But here we go. Yeah, I
And
know.
then you'd be buried underneath them.
Right.
You'd have to eat all those Granny Smiths.
All those Granny Smiths.
Or you can
all
just
those
bake
Johnny
them all.
Bolts.
Or you can just bake them into a bunch of pies.
Yeah, dude.
You know, that
Too
gives you
much apple
apples.
talk.
All right,
I'm
Betty
sick of it.
Crocker, calm down.
Too much apple talk. I'm sick of it. Let's move on. The first match we're talking about today is one of my picks. It was Seth Rollins versus Cesaro at Hell in a Cell. This is a direct continuation of their WrestleMania feud, where the reason that the feud is happening, excuse me, is because when Seth Rollins returned from his paternity leave, he dove right back into the Messiah character and was looking to recruit people to embrace his vision, and nobody did. Not one SmackDown superstar embraced his vision, so he took his anger out on Cesaro and continually tried to recruit him specifically. He actually even tried to take him out with multiple curb stomps, but during a interview segment on Ding Dong Hello with Bailey, Cesaro showed up again and attacked Seth Rollins. On the go home SmackDown for Hell in a Cell, Rollins and Cesaro had a final face to face, which ended up with Cesaro pushing Rollins out of his chair and a brawl. So getting to the match itself, it was really it's Cesaro and Seth Rollins. You know it's going to be a technical masterclass. They both got their shit in, as we like to say, and Rollins ended up being victorious, which makes me believe that this is far from over.
Yeah, we still got to have the rubber match. So
I don't even wear rubbers.
I mean, I love how enthusiastic.
Sid, did you watch this match? Do you have anything to say about it?
I mean, I kind of know what happened, and I can kind of guess what happened. So no, I did not watch the match, but I can kind of guess what happened.
Curb stomp, swing.
You know, how many swings? I wonder.
I think it was 20.
I love the rope transition that Cesaro does whenever someone's on the ground, especially Seth Rollins holding onto the rope, and he pulls their legs and he flips them up into the setup for the Gotch pile driver or neutralizer or whatever. It's a good stuff.
Hashtag push Cesaro.
Hey,
to the moon,
baby. And it's kind of starting. Hopefully, this Rollins feud will be
his launching pad.
What they need, yeah. All right.
Man, I would love to see him win Money in the Bank. Is he in the Money in the Bank match?
Not sure, but
honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not keeping up like I should be. I don't know.
Okay. I know Nakamura is, and apparently he's going by King Nakamura.
Yeah, he took.
Yeah, he beat Baron Corbin, and then they actually put his kingship on the line, and he beat him, so he's the king now.
All right,
and Baron Corbin's like a broken man now. He's doing this depressed gimmick.
So number 9.
Moving on. It's yours, I think.
Okay. Wait, mine or Tim's?
It's yours, Sid.
It's the Triple Threat Women's Tag.
Yeah. So this one was really cool because I think in this match, excuse me, Io Shirai just come back. They were pushing Zoe Stark. Ember and Shotzi lost the titles to The Way. Raquel and Dakota Kai still have, an amazing presence in this, in the NXT women's division. So all 3 teams had a viable case to go after those tag team titles, the NXT women's tag team titles, which, again, I don't know why the NXT and the main roster have 2 separate sets of women's tag team titles, but that's neither here nor there. I think that Zoe Stark was definitely the real MVP of this match. She was just her. She usually is. Fantastic. Yeah, she's fantastic, man. Her and Io Shirai are honestly a team that I didn't know that I wanted until I saw them. And of course, they did. They did win. Of course, Io Shirai did hit a huge moonsault onto Dakota Kai to pick up the win for this match.
That's what happened.
And yeah, of course, But funny thing is, Zoe Stark picked up the win for The Way at Great American Bash.
Oh wow!
For them to become the NXT Women's Tag Team title holders. The NXT Women's Tag Team champions. How about that, right? Anyway, so overall great match, and it was interesting to see Shotzi on SmackDown yesterday with Tegan. So I guess Ember is still sticking around in NXT. She could end up going for the going after Raquel. I wouldn't mind seeing that again. I think
They also teased Tony Storm coming to SmackDown, and
I think it's going to be when crowds are back.
And Bronson Reed and Karrion Kross and Scarlett have done dark matches. Reed just won the North American title and just lost it to Swerve. So I expect to see him sooner than Kross and Scarlett. But Vince is making some changes.
Making moves.
Are good or bad, we don't know.
First match.
Are you ready to tell me about one of the best fucking tag matches I've ever seen?
I am. From the last day in June, we got the Young Bucks against Penta, El Zero Miedo, and Eddie Kingston. This match was built on a lot of bad blood. Pac and Phoenix lost to the Bucks after winning the Tag Casino Battle Royal at Revolution, and Eddie has been the target of many of the Elite's attacks since aligning with Jon Moxley. Eddie and Jon also lost to the Bucks at Double or Nothing. Since Double or Nothing, Jon Moxley, Pac, and Phoenix have not been on television, or at least not recently, so Eddie teamed up with his old best friend to fight their common enemy. If Eddie and Penta won this match, the following week they would get a title shot and a street fight. The match kicked off the last AEW Dynamite before AEW would return on the road. Penta came out donning an attire similar to the Joker, and Eddie was in his usual Tao homage attire. The only reason I bring this up is because the Young Bucks came out looking absolutely ridiculous. Nick especially, with a Fu Manchu style goatee or mustache and that dyed hair, which reminds me of NWO era Hogan. But he got compared to old porn star Dirk Diggler on commentary. Matt also looked like a 70s porn star. Of course, Stooge #1 Brandon Cutler accompanied them out. The first spot that made an impact was Eddie holding Matt's legs up like the Dudley Boy spot, but Penta came off the top with a drop kick to Matt's undercarriage, with Excalibur exclaiming Penta was punishing the perineum, which was absolutely hilarious. Penta was on fire, hitting lucha offense on the Jacksons and tagging in Eddie, who hit a nice perfect plex for a 2 count. Eddie hit an exploder on the outside, only to be met with a PK on the apron from Nick. Standing moonsault and splash combo to Eddie on the outside. Nick mocked the Macho Man. I mean, anytime they could, the Bucks would make ridiculous taunts, especially thrusting their genitals. Kingston no-sold both Jackson's kicks to the back and fired back, but the Jacksons need him in the skull. Kingston escaped more bang for your buck and headbutt the shit out of Nick on the turnbuckle and followed it with a superplex. Penta got in and wrestled like he was in the main event of WrestleMania, just going off on the Bucks, and hit a corkscrew code red for a 2 count that the commentary and the fans were screaming was a 3. Matt reversed the fear factor and catapulted Penta into a Kaminguri from Nick, who then entered with a Hurricane Rana from the top. Kingston with a ridiculous release German suplex, followed by a backstabber by Penta for 2. Matt hit a diving crossbody to the outside to Kingston. Nick grabbed the ref and low-blowed Pentagon. The Bucks hit the fear factor with a diving foot stomp to Penta, but Eddie saved the match. Out came the Good Brothers, but Kingston fought off both Bucks until they hit him with 3 super kicks. Why 3? Because the first one literally had no effect. Cutler sprayed the spray that he has, but Pentagon ducked, which got Matt sprayed. Kazarian came down to stop Cutler, which in turn stopped the Good Brothers' interference with the ref. Penta with a huge tope con hilo, then a fear factor followed by a back fist from Kingston, and Penta pinned Matt to earn the title shot. This match had me on the edge of my seat. I'm always rooting for Penta and Kingston, and the fact neither have held AEW gold yet really had me up in arms during this match. It doesn't matter what happened the next week because I ultimately didn't think the Bucks were going to lose the belts. But the fact that Kingston and Penta pinned them, I was going nuts.
Yeah, this match was amazing. I mean, literally, every Young Bucks tag team match is amazing. And every match involving Eddie Kingston and Penta is amazing. So, I mean, this partnership between Eddie and Pentagon is really good. I like it a lot. And it's a good filler for until Moxley gets back or Phoenix heals up or Pac gets back. Moxley is coming back on Dynamite this coming Wednesday. He'll be defending against Carl Anderson.
Defending what?
The WGP US title. That thing.
He'll be defending this.
He woke up for that.
There you go. Yeah, go ahead, John.
Oh no, I was done. Do you want to say anything about the tag match?
Oh yeah. I think. Well, one thing I did want to say is Tim, you mentioned that it's that Kingston and Penta haven't held the title now. If you remember, Elite Hunter Kaz has been getting into the business with the Bucks and everything. And there is a whole rumor mill going on about the trios title coming up. So I think we have a few trios already, but one trio that I would love to see is Kingston, Mox, and Kaz. And I think they should be the first AEW trios heavyweight tag team champions. That would be really cool. I actually was thinking about, might as well reveal it here. I was thinking about doing fantasy booking videos on my channel. For the trio. Yeah.
Nice.
I was thinking about doing it. But there you go.
I would want it to be Jurassic Express. For me.
I would want it to be the Dark Order.
Dark Order. Which
technically not a
combination?
trio, but okay, fine.
Uno, Grayson, and who else? I think
doesn't matter.
Uno, Grayson, and 5 would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Just then, like, John Silver.
No, and 5 should get the pin.
5 should get the pin. And then, like, Silver should, like, still trying to make fun of him. And then Uno and Grayson are like, hey, shut the fuck up.
And he becomes Silver becomes the new 5.
Yeah. So, no, Silver becomes Silver was the 5 before 5 came around. You remember Brody being like, shut the fuck up, Silver? You fucking idiot.
Yeah. I think as far as like and you talked about Moxley and defending his IWGP US title against Carl Anderson. I think Mox should still retain because the person who should take it off of him is the person who debuted this Wednesday, and that is Tommy N / Malachi Black.
Malachi Black holding the IWGP US Championship would be fucking awesome.
I think that during the match, we should get an invasion of the Bullet Club, and Tonga should beat that ass. And that ass, I mean Carl Anderson, and that would
help Moxley retain. You mean?
No. Help Carl Anderson.
That's not what I said.
Oh, he said beat that ass, and he meant that ass by me.
Oh, beat up Carl Anderson? Why? Has he been talking shit?
Do you not remember?
No.
Like everything that happened? Tama Tonga denounced all of them.
Oh, yeah. No, I do now. That happened a long time ago. I'm sorry. I get to talk about my favorite thing, guys.
Blood?
Steven?
Huh?
What, Steven Universe?
I'll do that later. Yesterday was Rebecca Sugar's birthday, and I made a nice post about it. So,
happy belated birthday.
For what it's worth. Which is
happy belated
to you.
To Rebecca Sugar.
Which is I'm going to talk about the finals of this year's Tournament of Survival, our GCW offering from June. The Tournament of Survival is a deathmatch tournament. The finalists were, as you can see on the screen, one 440 member Atticus Kogar and the fucking
ultra-violent champion.
the man that would be king if Nick Gage didn't exist. I'll fucking say that. Alex Colon. So, the Tournament of Survival.
They're wrestling tonight.
Yes, they are. They are wrestling tonight. We'll be live tweeting that shit. The Tournament of Survival was a brutal, grueling, living hell for everyone involved. And speaking of everyone involved, the entrants were Bam Sullivan, Nolan Edward, the one Colin Manders, Oren Veit, G. Raver, Effie, and the eventual finalists, Atticus Kogar and Alex Colon. The tournament featured many themed death matches. Like every match was a death match, but they all had different themes, which made it less like seeing the same shit the whole show. The various weapons used included light tubes, chairs, doors, barbed wires, broken glass, and even a bag of salt and vinegar potato chips.
It's nasty.
It was very nasty. Going into this tournament, Alex Colon.
I'm just so excited about this match.
Yeah. No, I'm also fucking nasally as fuck. Alex Colon was attempting a three-peat as he had won the Tournament of Survival in both 2019 and 2020. Whereas the Silver Teeth Satan, Atticus Kogar, was simply trying to etch his name in the GCW history books, as a win in the 2021 tournament would be his third overall. Alex entered the arena wearing a Michael Jordan number 23 Chicago Bulls jersey as a symbol of his dream of getting his three-peat, and Alex Colon achieved that goal while the rabid GCW faithful, many of whom were also clad in the number 23, chanted three-peat in unison. At one point, Colon hit Kogar with a Spanish fly from the top rope into a pile of white tubes and broken glass, which was fucking crazy. Yeah. And the ring setup for this match was they took the canvas and the mats off of the ring and it was just the bare boards. But in one corner of the ring, they took the boards away and it was just panes of glass.
Kogar, I think Kogar hit like a air raid crash.
No, Kogar hit a Death Valley driver through the panes of glass to the floor.
Yeah, that was fucking sick.
It was crazy.
It's fucking sick.
Like when you watch GCW, the fans often drown out the sound of commentary.
Oh yeah,
it's fucking amazing.
I gotta ask y'all, do you, and it's probably, I kind of know the answer, and it's probably one of the most obvious questions, but
what's that?
Do you think GCW is almost a second coming of ECW?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I'd say it's a spiritual successor. It's a spiritual successor of ECW, CZW, PWG, even though PWG is coming back.
But GCW took over the indies.
Yeah, GCW picked up where PWG left off when they went away for a while.
Yeah, and I would expect some at least like 4 names.
I would expect heavy GCW influence at PWG.
Yeah.
Like not even just 4 names. I expect, because the rumor is that Effie is one of the people behind bringing it back. That's what I've heard.
Well, I don't think that's true. But he could be rumored to be involved in the show.
He actually tweeted at one point that he purchased PWG.
I don't know about all
We'll
that.
have to do some more research into that.
Yeah.
I
think from my biggest knowledge of GCW is kind of honestly what I saw from the Nick Gage's Dark Side of the Ring episode.
Yeah.
And I will say this, from what I've heard, from what I've seen, like they get it's super violent, but it's also very, very inventive, you know? I mean, who would have thought you
Not all the matches are death matches. Like,
yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
But the ones that are, but the death matches seem to be so inventive. I mean, who would have thought to use salt and vinegar potato chips as a weapon?
Yeah. G-Raver.
It's like
a fucking sick prick.
That's sick prick. There's like a lot of death matches, but not all death matches. And I mean, this tournament specifically was for deathmatch people. And not even all deathmatch people. There were people that don't do death matches that were like, yeah, let's give this a shot. And get fucking sliced up and poured salt and vinegar all over.
Carve them the fuck up.
Yeah. They come up all over my body.
Beans.
I mean, why isn't there still? I still wonder why there is no Hattori Hanzos under the ring. That would be, that would make a lot of sense. I mean,
the end of this match, the match concluded when, despite being attacked by a weed whacker, Alex Colon.
A weed whacker?
Yes. Like,
wow.
Like the lawn care equipment. Yes.
Jeez.
Colon got Kogar into a camel clutch and he passed out.
Yeah, it was.
So Colon was named the winner and got his three-peat. Did what he said he was going to do. The crowd went fucking bananas, as they often do. And it was a good time. It was a good time. And it's like, it's such a unique thing with GCW where the death matches end up with like these really awesome outcomes.
Yeah. Yeah. The Tournament of Survival was a must-see event. I would also recommend the match between G-Raver and Effie and Orin Veidt versus Nolan Edward.
Yeah, Orin Veidt, man,
he really impressed me.
I feel like I'm still not seeing enough of him. Like, they needed him. I think he's on the show tonight, or he was on the show last night. I know that he had a spot on this weekend. But yeah. Let's go ahead and get to Sid here. It's the fatal 5-way for the NXT title.
Oh man, at NXT Takeover in your house. Your house. Whose house? No,
in your house.
In your house.
Your house.
And yes, fatal 5-way for the NXT title. Karrion Kross, the champion, versus Kyle O'Reilly versus the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne, whatever he does. Versus Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole, baby. Now, I'm going to say this, man. A lot of people were wondering why the hell Adam Cole was in this match because he lost the match to Kyle O'Reilly. Well, he was a former NXT champion. He can definitely parlay that into that whole thing. And, I mean, I'm not going to lie, man. As much as it really is painful to see the Undisputed Era no more. Yeah. Like, Adam Cole and, Cole's doing his own thing. O'Reilly's doing his own thing. Bobby Fish is back, but they still haven't used him yet. Maybe he'll be on Diamond Mine with Broderick Strong. Who knows? Anyways, I think this one just and Tim, you and I reviewed this match, but this match started hot and did not let up.
Yeah,
and that's what I love so much about it. I mean, I'm unlike Tim. I unlike you. I'm not gonna be able to like talk about every single move because it was just too fucking much. Okay. But I will say that
5 people involved, yeah.
Yeah. Sure. And I will say though, like, now I love the fact that, I'm just gonna talk more about like the aftermath of it. I love that Johnny Gargano and Karrion Kross have transitioned into a feud. That's gonna be interesting.
Which makes a lot of sense because in this match, Johnny Gargano was smart and picked his spots, and every
Yeah, he
time
did.
it seemed that one of the other competitors were going to win or had the momentum, he came out of nowhere and stopped it. I also wanted to mention that Adam Cole got into the match because he came back and told Karrion Kross that ever since you've come here, they've given you music, the entrance, the woman.
That was such a good line.
They've done everything for you to make you seem like a big deal. But you know what they do for me to make me seem like a big deal? They ring the fucking bell. And that got
he didn't say
him.
fuck
He didn't say
But
fuck
he
it.
didn't say
Yeah,
fuck it.
whatever, dude. This is my show. So anyway,
This isn't
That's-
GCW.
He's not going to say that. Tommaso Ciampa got fined for it.
so anyway, that's how he got in.
FCW, okay? You
Shut
got
up,
to be
Seth.
careful.
I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore. So just go.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. We're
I
just,
was done.
Oh, that was it?
dude, we're just pulling your leg, man. Come on.
My leg can't move.
God.
What?
One leg's paralyzed, bro.
I was about to say, damn, if I said busting your balls, what would you have said? You don't have balls?
The balls can't move.
I would have said that it's so cold that they went back inside of my
I told you it was cold.
Okay.
You told me not to turn the AC off.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway,
Hey, listen, man, when we got our AC fixed, we've been making liberal use of it because it's like, fuck you.
Oh, yeah?
but yeah,
Well, you're in
Karrion
fucking
Kross
Anyway.
was
He felt like a real gladiator in this match. I mean,
Yes,
he
that's
had
exactly what I
that
was
gear.
gonna say.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Okay. You know, great minds think alike. But no, like, yeah, I think, his gear reflected the role he played in this match. And I think with matches like this, Cross is starting to feel more and more like a final boss. And I think just, everyone needs to want to face him. Everyone, and I think like this match, if 4 people couldn't take him down, who can take him down, right? And that's the whole idea. And one thing I did like what you said about Johnny Gargano is he picks his spots. Now, one thing I will say is Johnny Gargano, with all his segments with the way, he's a goofy chicken shit heel, but when he's in the ring, he means fucking business.
Uh-huh.
And that's something I respect about Johnny, I have to say. But yes.
And I'll tell you what, man, I'm still trying to figure out this fucking Karrion Kross hate. I don't get it.
I have no
I
idea.
don't care.
It's the weirdest shit ever.
Is it just
number
cool
one?
now because
Number one, wrestling fans are fickle, and the majority of them are shitty, and especially the subset that comes from watching WWE. They shit on anything that's not WWE, and they even shit on the WWE consistently. I saw a post last night on Instagram. This is an example. Bailey put a picture of her and Big E. Okay, how many times in Bailey's career has she put a picture of herself with a male coworker? And of course, all the idiots came out in droves. Oh, are you dating? Oh, are you having sex? Someone even said that she's not really injured.
Yeah.
She's pregnant by Big E because of this fucking picture. And I was just like, holy shit, these people are dumb. And if I was that level of famous and had social media, I don't even know. I wouldn't even use it. I would hire someone else to use it for me. Because
like Moxley, he doesn't like to use social media. I'm pretty sure someone else posts for him.
Well, I don't think he has that because he doesn't even really post. But yeah, a lot of celebrities do have that. But it's just astounding to me how dumb and idiotic and shitty wrestling fans are.
Yeah, like it never.
Another
It can
example
be.
happened
never
on Dynamite this past week.
Oh my god!
And this fucking
That
moron
fucking
who
guy.
went into the fucking tried to get into the ring, tries to get clout from Jim Cornette and Brian Last on Twitter. And I knew exactly what they were going to do. Jim Cornette's old school as fuck, man. It doesn't matter if he hates the Bucks in real life or kayfabe or whatever. You try to get in that ring, Cornette, he would be for you dying.
Shove a tennis racket up your ass.
And he responded just the way I thought he would. But, like, seriously, like, some wrestling fans, not all wrestling fans, but some wrestling fans are just
too much
knuckle dragging troglodytes.
And like,
wait, what? Knuckle dragging what?
Troglodytes.
Okay, I didn't hear it properly.
Yeah, man, that guy. I had my fun with him and then blocked him, but like, I think I said,
Your parents were probably cousins.
Yeah, I told him he looks like his parents.
Damn, man. Jeez.
I said that's why Jericho knocked you on your ass. You inbred hillbilly.
And then he said he didn't get punched, and I said, then why?
Then why were you on
videos of you on the fucking ground and looking like you couldn't get on your feet?
And somebody responded and said security dragged him out of his hands, and he's like a whipped dog.
Yeah. You don't just get into that state. You fucking jagoff.
Man. And then Kenny Omega posted a tweet today, basically, berating Jim Cornette. It's like, this is your doing.
Exactly. And that's
what did I say in the chat last night? This kind of shit would have never happened if Cornette didn't pick a select fan base to make money off of.
Yeah.
And to fuel their fucking hatred.
The way that Jim Cornette responded to the guy, I give him kudos for, but it cannot be ignored that this shit is happening specifically because of people like fucking Jim Cornette.
Exactly.
I mean, Jim Cornette, what he does on Dark Side of the Ring is great, and that is all he needs to be used for, being a wrestling historian.
When they want him to talk about history,
he's great.
He's fine.
Yeah.
It's whenever he has anything to say about the current product, and it's extended to the point where it doesn't matter who it is. It's anybody now. Anybody's fair game.
If you're not FTR,
he thinks that
the
you're
only
fucking
people
Satan.
I've heard him praise was FTR, whom he had on his show, and Walter and Dragunov's match from last year.
You don't like MJF?
I don't know. I don't follow.
I don't think he does because old school heel and everything.
Right.
Knowing Jim Cornette is probably a fucking anti-Semite too. So who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, I think
we love Jim Cornette over here, folks.
That's where we switch.
Boom.
My second match came from Hybrid Wrestling's Roll the Dice
event. Oh, God damn it, more Outlaw Mud Show bullshit!
Mance Warner against one called Manders. This was a match that brought us back from the intermission during Hybrid Wrestling's Roll the Dice, which was the event to kick off the Tournament of Survival weekend. Both men are in a stable that spans the independents called Second Gear Crew. At first, you could tell both men were holding back, jaw-jacking a bit before throwing some slaps, which turned to chops. The chops got louder and more forceful. They slapped the shit out of each other until both threw a punch, knocking each other down. Headbutts exchanged over and over until they fell to the outside. Manders sat in the crowd, and Manser hit him with a beer can. Manders threw a chair at Mance. Manser went after Manders with a chair, but Manders went to the merch table and blinded Mance with his own shirt. Great product placement. Mance with another chair shot before engaging the crowd. They headbutt and chop at the bar until Manders gets 2 shots, and they cheers and down the shots in a nice moment. Both sat in chairs in the ring, and they exchanged fists until Manders used headbutts. Manser with a drop toe hold that sent Manders face first into the chair. Manders hit a doctor bomb through 2 chairs, but Manser kicked out at 2. Manders set up a door in the corner, but he would regret this because Mance Warner speared Manders through the table for 2. They broke the door in half, and Mance gave Manders half of the door, and they teed off on each other until Manders just unleashed an onslaught of door to Warner. Manders missed a moonsault, and Mance followed with a running knee, then a running knee to a chair to the face on Manders for 2. Mance set up 2 chairs with a door across them. Manders then set up a second tier of chairs and door. Manders hit an avalanche power slam through the doors, but Mance Warner kicked out. Fist for fist, boot for boot, slaps for chops. Manders set up for a power slam, but Warner slipped out, pushed Manders into the corner, and on the comeback hit a DDT for the win. It was an absolute banger of a match. What started as 2 friends playing with each other ended up being a beat-down brawl with even some wrestling moves, which was not expected but happily received. After the match, the Southern Psycho called out other Second Gear crew member Effie out and gave Manders and Effie a big pep talk and declaring it doesn't matter who wins the Tournament of Survival because it will be one of the Second Gear crew. Match was just fun as fuck. Everyone at the showboat was going crazy, and these 2 men put on a hell of a show.
Well, that comment didn't age well.
Right.
That would be one of the Second Gear crew, because the match that I just talked about
was the fun. Yes.
Yeah. I loved how you said, this had a lot of crazy moments, and by the way, some wrestling moves.
Well, there was.
Well, you don't expect
during
it.
the match.
You don't
the
expect
commentary were saying these 2 are gonna brawl the whole time. Like I don't.
Mm-hmm.
They were like saying we will be surprised if they actually use a wrestling move.
I heard,
and the first wrestling move used was a Saito suplex from Manders. And Manders, fun fact, is a graduate from the Black and Brave Academy of Seth Rollins.
oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
I heard Joey Styles once during an ECW match say, "I'll be damned, wrestling holds."
Right.
I mean, these guys, especially Warner, they have their style, but they can show that yes, they are true professional wrestlers. They're not just some backyard untrained goons.
Right, exactly. And that really shined through in the Tournament of Survival as well, where your biggest criticism of Deathmatch in the past has been that it looks like all the backyard dumb bullshit.
Yeah, and like feuds for like no real feuds,
for no reason.
Just idiots who want to get attention and try and die for nothing. And recently, I've been getting more into death matches because of GCW, because of that dark side of the ring.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say
that Sid mentioned, and I've been watching IWC No Holds Barred and their Pit Fighter shows.
And it's like, especially with where Nick Gage is concerned, it's like he's the GCW World Champion, and his whole thing is like, if you want this, you got to do what I do.
If you want this, you got to kill me.
Yeah,
and that's
again
how it is.
Again.
Yeah, again.
When I told my cousins they're coming over for GCW tonight, I told them that the show's called "You Only Die Once," and Kayla replied, "Or in Nick Gage's case, twice."
Fuck. All right, next match. Getting into the home stretch here, boys.
Yeah, we are, boys.
Boys.
In record time, I'd say.
Despite all the goonery.
Not too much. A fair amount, I'd say.
Yeah.
As we're waking up, more is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
This is your match.
I know. I'm getting my stuff up.
I know. I'm busting your... Whatever. Go.
Bust the rhymes.
Bust the rhymes. Okada Kazuchika versus Takagi Shingo. This was for the IWGP World Heavyweight title. It happened at Dominion on June the 6th. This match occurred because Will Ospreay has suffered an injury and was forced to vacate the IWGP World Heavyweight title. Ospreay was already slated to defend against Okada at this event, so that's why Okada was able to keep his spot. And Shingo was chosen to face Okada because he had been the most recent challenger to Will Ospreay's reign.
And Shingo defeated Okada in the New Japan Cup.
So Shingo has a victory over Okada and was the most recent challenger. Hence, Shingo is here. These two competitors are undoubtedly two of the top dogs in their industry.
Yeah.
Shingo has been putting on banger after banger after banger for all of 2021 and the second half of 2020. Ever since leaving Dragon Gate. Yeah, Dragon Gate. Ever since leaving Dragon Gate and coming to New Japan as part of Los Ingobernables de Japón, Shingo has done nothing but elevate himself to the level that he's always wanted to be at. There were tons of interviews before this match, and they were all very well done. Like, they looked like fucking movies, these interviews. The way that New Japan does their interviews is so great. I just wish that they had English subtitles for them, because I have to go on websites to find out what they said.
I watched one with Desperado this week that had English subtitles.
Did it really?
Yeah, and it was fucking great. Like, it actually
I hope that
made me want to see the Ishimori Desperado match more.
Awesome, dude. I hope that becomes the norm.
Yeah.
So there were many interviews that occurred, but one theme kind of presented itself in all of these interviews. Okada and Takagi both acknowledged that the unification of the heavyweight title and the Intercontinental title was widely unpopular amongst the fan base. And Okada specifically believes that the unification has sort of erased his legacy, right, because he held the IWGP Heavyweight Championship many times and always for a very lengthy reign.
Yeah, he's the greatest IWGP World Heavyweight Champion of all time.
And for the longest time, he's been the face of New Japan.
Right.
Like, for real. And so in this match, he's looking to, in his words, reclaim his rightful place as the top dog and the face of New Japan Pro Wrestling, whereas in his opinion, Shingo Takagi is an outsider from a smaller company looking to come in and make his name at the expense of New Japan. So to me, it's interesting to see Okada, a guy that's for all of his career, or at least the majority of it, has been the beloved babyface, coming at this match with an attitude that you would expect from an arrogant heel persona.
Mm.
So, but then when you get to Takagi, the way that he's talking, he's saying that, like, not getting any younger, I don't know how much longer we're going to be doing this. So, for the aging Shingo Takagi, he's looking at the IWGP World Heavyweight title as sort of possibly his last chance at making history.
Yeah, but cementing himself as a pure
legend.
Yeah,
the match itself was more than anyone even could have expected. These two went balls to the wall for over 45 minutes, eliciting chants and screams from the crowd when they're still not even really allowed to be doing that. Like, the match was so good that it made the Japanese fans break the rules. That's
It's a big deal.
That's a big deal. So, I mean, Last of the Dragon, no, Made in Japan from the apron to the floor.
Nuts.
Fucking Okada with the shotgun drop kicks to the barricades. And Okada finally, after so long not doing it, he did that thing where he runs and jumps over the barricade.
Oh yeah,
he did it. The last time I saw him do that was against Will Ospreay.
right.
But after 45 minutes, the final bell sounds, and the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion is none other than the Rampage Dragon, Shingo Takagi.
Yes!
He bested Okada. He bested who, in every way, is New Japan's final boss.
Yeah.
And personally, I cannot wait for Will Ospreay to heal up and come back so that him and Shingo can have the match that they are meant to have.
And him and Okada.
I'm just surprised this wasn't Tim's pick.
Right.
Yeah.
I knew John would come through.
I got to it first.
That's all I'm going to say about the subject.
So that's what I got. That's what I got for Shingo and
about Takagi. So.
That's my best attempt at an ESPN 40 for 40 style coverage of that match.
Right. All right, Sid's last match was Kenny Omega putting up the AEW title against
Jungle Jack Perry.
Jungle Boy Jack Perry. The WWE champion Kenny Omega. Anyway, no. I mean, this one was pretty simple. You know, it's just a kind of a true underdog kind of story. Jungle Boy has been, really, acclimated with the Jurassic Express. So, I mean, people like Omega, who, right at this point is just a dirty, slimy heel at this point, and sees him more as a
slimy.
As more of a tag team wrestler and, not worthy of his time. But Jungle Boy took it to him. And he wanted to show that, look, this is going to be mine someday. And I may not win this time, but it is going to be mine. And here's why. And he basically showed it to Omega through wrestling. He didn't cut, promos. Well, he cut a few promos, but he didn't, he wasn't telling anything. He was showing it, to us, to Omega, to anyone else who may have doubted him.
Yeah, we got a lot of the last two.
Jungle Boy is hold on. Jungle Boy is a future AEW champion. Mark my words.
No doubt.
Go ahead.
Leading up to the match, they had Christian Cage was the final competitor for Jungle Boy to eliminate, which he did at Double or Nothing, and Cage kind of would come to Jungle Boy and give him advice or pep talks and stuff like that, which was really cool to see. Jungle Boy, like you said, there's a slew of non-WWE wrestlers that are poised to be AEW World Champions.
Jungle Boy is one of them.
Absolutely. I just wanted to look right in the camera and say that because, we all know what people say.
Yeah, because it's where
I retweeted. I retweeted a tweet that said, I'm trying to think of who the other one they said was, but it said the moment that AEW signs Mojo Rawley and somebody else that I can't remember right now, but it said the moment that they sign those two.
Braun Strowman.
No, not Braun. But it said the moment that those two are signed is when I'll start to believe this bullshit about AEW only hiring WWE regions. I was like,
I mean,
damn.
you never know. Like, he might do what like Matt Cardona did and just pop in for a cup of coffee and leave. You never know. But
Right.
like saying, like, I mean, well, the thing is, even with we had people like Eric Rowan / Redbeard show up, but the thing is, he just showed up for the Brody Lee tribute.
Yeah.
And now I think he's he's got a few indie dates. He's not really doing too much right now.
Yeah, he's kind of doing a light indie run. Right after that, he actually showed up at GCW's Fight Forever and did a match there. But
nice.
yeah,
I think he did a match for VXS.
Yeah, he did a match for Violence and Suffering. He's kind of laying low, taking dates that he likes, you know.
Honestly, I would say back to the match.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that it was almost like Kenny Omega looking at a younger version of himself in the mirror. Because he definitely because Jungle Boy had an answer for everything Kenny had, you know, until of course the One-Winged Angel, and still your AEW WWE champion Kenny Omega. Sorry.
What also was really enjoyable about this match was that, unlike most of Kenny's matches, it was truly a one-on-one match.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that speaks volumes as not only a wrestler, but an EVP.
The respect he has in Jungle Boy.
Yeah. For saying, no, we're not going to have all those shenanigans. I want to
But at the same time, making it fucking hilarious with Marco Stunt trying to attack the referee before the match even started.
Oh, yeah.
And fucking them getting thrown out. And then you saw, like, the Good Brothers, like, pointing and laughing. And then they got thrown out, too. And Kenny Omega responded like a toddler, like, screaming and, like slapping the referee. And he got, like...
He pushed the referee, and the referee pushed him onto the ground.
His ass.
Yeah.
That was great. I think AEW, well, I mean, I'm sure in the indies too, but like we don't see that often.
Not really, but I love that they did that before the match. Like they did all that shit, and then they rang the bell and had the match.
Usually, like if a ref pushes somebody, it's like toward the end of a match where it's like really heated, and the ref doesn't want to throw the match out because the match means so much, but he's not taking any shit.
You see that a lot,
right from the get-go, which set the tone for how good this match would be.
Yeah, and it really did a lot for just more solidifying the persona that Kenny has now,
which is just a slimy.
It's fucking awesome.
Like,
and you see this a lot. You see a lot of that stuff, especially in New Japan, where, like, the referees, like, if a heel gets out of the ring, they refuse to count until the face is also out there because they know that he's just trying to get counted out on purpose. They refuse to have a disqualification if the heel's obviously trying to get disqualified. Like, I like this more obvious ref's discretion stuff being played up.
Yeah, I think it's just good affair. Really liked it.
Good stuff.
Oh yeah, such good shit.
My last match was the World of Stardom title match from Tokyo Dream Cinderella Special between Utami Hayashishita and Syuri. Utami has held the title since November, when she won it from Mayu Iwatani, and this was her 5th defense. Utami is the ace of Stardom at the moment, but Syuri is never easy to beat, as she hasn't lost a standard singles match since last October. Right from the word go, this match was fantastic. They established Syuri as the dominant performer very early on, and that was a thread that kept this match flowing from start to finish. Whether it was with her kicks, her submissions, or just her superior wrestling IQ, Syuri was asking questions that Utami had no answer for. Utami knew this coming into the match. She's failed to beat Syuri in their 2 previous matches, and she has admitted in interviews that she doesn't know how to combat Syuri. In the beginning stages, both women had an answer for everything the other did until Syuri tackled Utami through the ropes and down to the floor. Syuri got on the apron to hit Utami with a running kick. She followed with a Hurricane Rana down to the floor, stomped Utami, but Utami caught a kick and slammed Syuri knee first into the ring apron. A head kick by Syuri, and she punted Utami in the face. Utami rolled out of the ring, and while the referee checked on her, Syuri got tired of waiting and came out after her, sliding Utami back in the ring for a cover, but Utami barely kicked out. There was a drop kick into the corner by Syuri, and she hit a running knee. Syuri went to the top turnbuckle and hit a diving leg drop to Utami's back for 2. Syuri picked up Utami, but Utami got her back and German suplex Syuri into the turnbuckles. Lariat by Utami in the corner, and she sat Syuri on the top turnbuckle. She joined her and hit Syuri on her shoulders. She attempted an avalanche air raid crash, but Syuri flipped out of it, allowing her to kick Utami in the face. Syuri got Utami on her shoulders and connected with a double knee gut buster, but again Utami rolled out of the ring before Syuri could cover. Syuri went to the apron, but Utami avoided her running kick, and Syuri splatted down to the floor. They both slowly returned to the apron and traded elbows, kicks by Syuri, but Utami caught one and dropped Syuri with an air raid crash on the apron. Soon after, Utami hit Syuri with a German suplex that sent Syuri neck first into the edge of the apron. Strikes, counters, Syuri going for Utami's arm, Utami hitting power moves. It was all there. Utami blocked a head kick and hit a short arm lariat. They both get up, jumping knee by Syuri, and she hit a series of elbows. Utami elbowed her back, but while they struggled to stand, the bell rung as time had expired. The match was a draw. Syuri wasn't satisfied and got on the microphone, clearly wanting the match to continue. Utami agreed, and after okaying it with Rossi Agawa, the match continued. Syuri and Utami charged each other and immediately started trading elbows. Utami elbowed Syuri to the mat, but Syuri connected with a series of knees. Syuri picked up Utami and darted her headfirst into the turnbuckle. Cross arm breaker takedown by Syuri, and she switched to a seated armbar. Utami rolled out of it and put Syuri in a sleeper hold, but Syuri escaped with a jawbreaker. Takedown by Syuri, and she hit mounted slaps and went for the cross arm breaker, but Utami blocked it. Syuri went for a penalty kick, but Utami ducked. She got Syuri on her shoulders, but Syuri hopped off. Elbows by Utami, but Syuri hit a code breaker. But Utami lands on top of Syuri for a 2-count cover. They both slowly got up. Head kick by Syuri, and she put Utami in the stretch muffler. Utami was too close to the ropes and made it for the break. Syuri grabbed Utami and deadlifted her up before dropping her back on the mat for a 2-count. An avalanche modified arm drag by Syuri, and she applied a Kimura, but Utami got to the ropes for the break. Utami picked up Syuri and hit a German suplex, followed by the torture rack bomb for a 2-count. The seated armbar by Syuri, but Utami again inched to the ropes, so Syuri switched the hold to a double armbar. Utami finally made it to the bottom rope for the break, but Syuri sat Utami up and nailed a running knee for 2. Syuri dropped Utami with an Emerald Flosion, but again Utami kicked out. Syuri waited for Utami to sit up, but Utami caught her kick attempt again and hit a powerbomb. Utami hit the hijack bomb, but Syuri landed too close to the ropes and broke the cover. Clubbing blows by Utami, but Syuri hits a series of spinning back fists. High kick by Syuri, but Utami fired back with a lariat. Syuri got up and delivered a buzzsaw kick, but she collapsed to the mat along with Utami. The referee started a count and made it to 10, counting down both wrestlers. The match was declared a draw due to double knockout, and Utami retain the championship. So Syuri dominated, but Utami dug deeper than we've ever seen and refused to give up for 43 minutes, taking advantage of every mistake she could to try and gain a foothold in the match. When the match initially hit the 30-minute time limit, it was already a classic, but when they restarted the match, it took it to the next echelon of the best I have ever seen. The restart allowed them to reset, changing the flow of the match, and spent the final 13 minutes doing everything they could to end it. Ultimately, neither woman could get the win. Syuri will be disappointed as she outclassed the champion, but Utami did her best John Cena impersonation and never gave up, which makes her look almost unbeatable. Commentary did a great job at putting over Syuri's mat skills due to her experience fighting in the UFC, which made every single submission toward the end feel important, as any of them could have put Hayashi Shida away. The attention to detail and continuity is what makes these typical submission spots become more intense. This was an absolute war that etched Utami and Syuri's names above everyone else in Stardom. When Hayashi Shida inevitably beats Syuri one day, it will be the defining moment in her career, and any clash between these two in the future is instantly going to be a highly anticipated match. This is the bar for women's wrestling in 2021, and maybe just even wrestling. Definitely a match of the year contender depending on your preferences. Stardom's dream Cinderella shows this year have been nothing short of great, and this main event was just insane. Kudos to Utami and Syuri. No other female is touching them right now.
Nice. That was a good write-up. I like that a lot.
And you asked me why I don't watch other matches besides AEW. I just wait for Tim to explain what happened in the match because it's so elegant. It's like I'm watching it right there.
OC? All right.
The unanimous pick.
The unanimous pick.
Between all three of us.
All three?
Yeah.
Where was other people?
Him.
Oh, shit. Has he been here the whole time?
I think so.
Sid's not amused by my tactics as he usually is.
Yeah, it's early.
Not that early, but okay.
Well, I'm an hour behind you, so yes, it is early.
MJF versus Sammy Guevara.
This also happened on the last Dynamite before AEW hit the road.
Yeah, it was the main event.
I made a tweet during this match that said Sammy and MJF were in the back and said, these people want to cheer for Darby Allin and Jungle Boy and Orange Cassidy, and they think that they're the ones to watch, but we're going to go out there and prove everyone wrong, and we are the ones to watch. And this match was just fucking nuts. We had the Ultimate Redemption at Double or Nothing, where Sammy got the win in the Stadium Stampede match. And that was fantastic because Sammy was the one who said not to trust MJF whenever all of the MJF Inner Circle stuff was happening. And this match, man, like, two things that stick out in my mind was when Sammy jumped off the top turnbuckle into the crowd onto MJF, which was the hang time and the distance was just insane.
And the fact that he decided to flip into it. Not just like a crossbody.
Right. And MJF hit an avalanche tombstone, which
that was crazy.
Was not expected, and just wow.
Yeah. Okay. John?
No, you go ahead first.
I think it's just like, talked about MJF. He's one of those wrestlers who it sometimes is hard to forget that he's actually damn good in the ring.
Yeah.
Because his character work is
Yeah,
so
and because he spends a lot of time talking and not a lot of time wrestling.
Yeah. Kind of like The Fiend, actually. I mean, I'm not comparing the two, but
yeah, no, I see what you mean.
Well, you are
but yeah,
comparing.
anyway, like I think
that's
it's just
a comparison.
Relax.
No, it's not. It's not a comparison. A comparison would be who I think is better. I never said this guy's better than this guy. I just said they're in that same category. That's all. So anyway, okay. Yeah. Okay. That's what happens when you say stupid shit like that. Anyways, but
Damn.
I think the MJF is also a future AEW champion.
Both of these men are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as is Sammy. I mean, it's honestly, I think it was a long time coming. You know, like you said, Sammy told Jericho not to trust MJF all this time, and finally now he got.
He ended up leaving the inner circle because of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he came back, and now here we are.
But he came back.
Yeah. Anyway, so, but yeah, he actually had the match won, and then fucking Shawn Spears came out with a damn chair and hit Sammy across the head, and I really hope Sammy tears him limb from limb in their next match. So there you go.
Well, Shawn Spears caught a chair to the fucking dome over it. I'll tell you that. Did you see that?
There, but yeah, I saw that. That was great.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Gotcha, bitch.
That was great.
Yeah, man. The jump that you mentioned, fucking hell. I don't remember a lot of the match because just fucking.
Sometimes you don't remember it because you're so caught up.
Yeah.
When you're watching it.
Yeah.
and that's how it was because everything was. It was just these two guys said, probably said, people are watching Darby, people are watching Orange Cassidy. Jungle Boy last week just had the moment of his career up until this point. We're all in that same group of AEW talent,
young people,
that are young and up and coming, and we are going to show everyone that we are at the top of our class, and that's exactly what they fucking did.
Yeah,
and on top, go ahead.
No,
finish.
I am done.
Okay. No, and on top of that, it was like I said, it was the main event of the last Dynamite in Daly's place until I think they come back in like August again. Yeah. But they said on top of that, we need to go out with a bang.
And this was a fucking explosion.
Exactly. That I agree with that. And I mean, I'm just excited for the future of AEW, honestly.
And usually we don't. Yeah. We usually don't highlight matches that end in shenanigans, but this match furthered along the storyline well because
Jericho was on commentary.
Yeah,
as well.
Jericho was on commentary, and it was like, was Sammy's ultimate redemption ending at Double or Nothing, or is he going to take the feud over and end it here? And that did not happen. So we will be getting MJF and Jericho. So the shenanigans played a good part in the storyline of the Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle.
Yeah, Jericho and MJF had that sit down on the most recent Dynamite, and MJF's making him go through, I think he said 4 competitors, all in matches where MJF picks the stipulations, and if he gets through all those, then he gets MJF.
And I think Jericho hinted. I don't know if he actually put it in writing or whatever. He kind of hinted that if I can't beat you, I shouldn't be wrestling.
Yeah.
Kind of saying that maybe when we get there,
It'll be like
stipulation would
a
be,
career versus whatever match.
Yeah.
No, it'll just be Jericho's career on the line, probably.
Yeah.
MJF can't put his career on the line.
Loser leaves town. Bring back the
No.
classic stip from the old
Not
days.
just yet, man. Not just yet.
Or the coal miner's glove match. I want to see that.
No, have MJF come back wearing a mask, calling himself Mr. Money or something.
Wearing a mask like a lucha mask or
Yeah.
Okay.
With like
No, a
dollar
fucking
signs.
face mask because the pandemic's still not over. Yes,
No,
a lucha
I meant
mask.
kind of like the mask.
Have you
but
ever
said-
seen Mr. America, Mr. Wrestling, Mr. NXT? It's been done so many times.
CM
Okay,
Punk.
jeez. All right. Jesus. And you said I was getting heated. Gee, damn, dude.
Well, what other mask do you think I meant?
I was thinking about the mask that Cody wore when he fucking broke his face.
No, I don't want his face to get broken. I want him to lose and come back like saying that he's not him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Not the
We need another cup of Joe.
Cup of Joe.
Anyway,
Yo.
stick around for the Nerdy Mark. Check out his channel. Check out Armbar Audio, of course.
I'm coming back.
We will be around with a lot of good content.
Yeah.
Also, the Gooniverse. Got to check that out. Our joint project. We'll be coming out with a review, recap, and discussion of the latest episode of My Hero Academia tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Got a lot of good stuff coming your way from Armbar Audio. So with that, wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, noon, or night, you have a great one, and peace and love to all of you. Bang!
I'm even gonna drop the little tease that we got a lot of good guests coming up.
Okay.
Get ready for that.